Welcome to the In Season podcast, rated R for language.
None of us are doctors or neurologists. Things you're about to hear are opinions of people living with epilepsy or seizures. These are firsthand experiences. Epilepsy can cause speech problems, and medications are hard to pronounce, so please bear with me. Epilepsy can cause bad memory, so some stories will be repeated. I'm Pookie. Get ready.
Got something that says, okay, but how do you know it's going to be a seizure? Does anyone else constantly think they're getting auras, dizziness, migraines throughout the day and assume it's a seizure is coming, but then it just doesn't? I've canceled so many plans because I was like, oh yikes, I'm gonna have a seizure, and then it never comes, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but I hate it that I can't seem to tell when I actually going to have one or not. Is there a better way to tell when you're going to have one? For context, I'm usually only get a brief feel sick, dizzy motion before my seizures. I don't really remember what it feels like at all because it's so fleeting. It comes and goes immediately. Usually it happens anywhere from 15 minutes to up to 4 hours before the seizure. And then I'm fine again until the seizure happens. I'm never sure when it's going to be a seizure. Every time I try to pay attention and tell myself this might be a sign, pay attention to this, it ends up not being a seizure. So things I try to think, oh, maybe this might be a sign. Let's see, I'm feeling bad and no seizure, so I haven't been able to figure out a sign.
I mean, I feel like I've been having auras, but it's hard to describe an aura. And I feel like some kind of hallucinations where I think I see something, but it's not there, or I thought I heard someone say something. But this is generally when I'm working, and I work in I would say, in a bit of it's obviously I work in pizza, and it's a high temperature. It's hot. It's like 120 degrees in the kitchen, but also can be high stress too, where I think I have a seizure or an aura, and I think I hear something or see something, but it's not there. But I have, I guess, the luck to where I don't actually have a grand mal or a tonic clonic.
I got something there. It says seizures induced by reading. Hey, first of all, sorry for my lack of knowledge when it comes to epilepsy terminology. I have only recently started treatment. I have been seeing psychiatrists saying specialists in psychosomatic disorders, and I have been using a mild anti-epileptic medication, pregabalin and lamotrigine. The reason for this post is a thing I've noticed lately, a question that my psychiatrist was hesitant to answer, which is that I've been experiencing quite frequently onset of aura while reading. I have experienced thousands of flashing memories which are not connected in any way. Also, jamis vu, loss of balance as if my body had split into two. Also, all of my full-on seizures have happened while reading. I honestly don't know if my brain can overload just from the clusters of the small letters or if I get lost in the abstraction of the literature I read. This sounds a bit crazy to me, however, the reason for this is that I have also experienced sudden aura while being in deep thought. Normally, I would just avoid the action that causes the auras, but I'm trying to finish college and my specialization involves some heavy reading. So I wonder if somebody has experienced something similar. Thank you for reading all this. Anybody get some extra brain stimulation when you're reading that you noticed?
I've had brain problems, brain stimulation.
That's what it seems like. You got something that from reading.
Does he mean he's starting to have auras or seizures or something when
I believe
he's
that's
reading?
what he said.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, pretty much 100%. That's what happened with me during high school. I was always a great student growing up, but then I got to high school and I would try to do math, and I would read it, and my body would get tired. My whole body would get tired, and I would start to sweat. I never sweat my entire life. I'm not a sweater, but for some reason, physically, my body would start to sweat more. And I keep reading. I would do a math problem over and over and over again. Read this problem, and the words got all jumbly and dizzy. And before you knew it, I woke up in an ambulance. So yeah, definitely that was. And before you knew it, I couldn't read books anymore because they were not under high stress things like in a classroom. Um, but still, the medicine made it worse. That made it more confusing. So when I got to college, they would give me like 6 books to read in a semester, and I couldn't do that. So it just all got disastrous. I mean, the
I
the
think
medicine took the edge off, but still, I couldn't make sense of everything. It just got too complicated.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, I think that's why I never really graduated high school and never wanted to go to college, is because I would read things and then, like, I think might be more of an ADHD thing, ADHD or whatever, thing. But I would read things and then I'm like 2 pages beyond, and I'm like, wait, what did I just read? And then, but this is also a time where I wasn't having epilepsy. But I get where you're saying this could be a thing. Like, we could, with the medication, it could get more confusing and all that.
I mean,
Where
I could,
like you, is it where you like you read those 2 pages and then you feel like, what the heck did I just read? But then going back, it's all familiar. It's like I already read this,
Yeah.
but then had you been asked to recite what those said at the very beginning, you'd be like, I have no idea. I don't.
Yep. I 100% agree with that too. Yeah, like
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I just watched it or read it, but now like I can't reciprocate it. But
Yeah.
but I also know what I just read in a sense.
Yeah, the information is there. It's just not, it went in, it just doesn't come back out on
It's hard
demand.
to articulate.
It can be recognized when the visual input is going back in again. Uh, at least that's how I feel about it.
No, that's 100% how I feel about it too, you know.
You think it could be kind of like the overstimulation that was happening with the music post? Because during high school, and I've noticed a lot of our friends start having issues around the high school, puberty, teenage years. Um, Either seizures go away for a while or they come. Um, and again, the brain is still developing.
Yep.
And you may or may not believe this, I actually have the diagnosis of dyslexia.
I mean, yeah.
The, and I can look at words and read them. You ask me to read it out loud,
Yeah,
and it's
I work with
totally different.
I work with people who have, I can definitely see dyslexia with them, and they're definitely not epileptic, but I have to like work with them and be like, hey, make sure you're reading this, read it twice, maybe read it 3 times in a row, make sure you're making the right pizza. And sometimes they still don't make the right pizza.
You're supposed to shift the flour, sift the flour.
Do you notice any degree of overlap with autism spectrum in those individuals as well?
Back, you guys. Sorry, it's out of it for me.
We're asking
I
Chris,
sorry,
uh,
go ahead.
do you see a lot of autism and ADHD and other quotey fingers, I guess, because I'm still unsure. Actually, I'm not as unsure anymore. Neurodivergency.
I definitely see a lot of with people I work with, they definitely dyslexia and ADHD, and I can put them on certain jobs in the workplace and where they can do their work very well.
Mm.
But if I put them in another spot, I can see them not do it as well as they should or could. With autism, though, it's a hard thing to look at. Just I don't know, it is a hard thing, but I will before I close out here though. I did recently was some guy at our place was like kind of worried about this guy with autism. Like this guy had definitely had autism. He's like banging his hands on the his table, and this guy's like, "Oh, there's something here." And then he went into the bathroom to obviously go to the bathroom, but then there was no towels in his spot because he went to the women's bathroom. And I was like, well, no, you can't go there. And I ended up giving him bathroom towels to wash off. And like, so I can see where people have dyslexia, they might have ADHD, and where they might have autism. So I think if someone had epilepsy, I could probably see that too, you know?
I got something here. Anybody take clobazam?
Clobazam?
Yeah, clobazam.
Yeah, I take that.
All right, here's something that says clobazam pills left in cold car overnight. Husband left daughter's clobazam in cold car at -5 degrees all night. I am panicking. Are they garbage now? Will the pharmacy help? They are closed and I am in a panic. Please, any advice would be great. I plan to call the pharmacy the minute they open, but I just thought I'd ask here in the meantime.
-5. I mean, I think they should be all right.
They'll be fine. Low temperatures are used to preserve these substances. If anything, they've been better off in the car overnight than they would have been with the OP in their apartment. We should tell them that, you wouldn't have been able to take care of that medication as well as a car sitting out in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'm worried about heat. You know, my room gets really hot during the days, and I store all my extra pills down here to keep them because it gets just so hot, you know. But
Keep them
yeah,
away from your lava lamps. That's my tip.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on that, I gotta go. All right, happy birthday, Toaster, and I'll see
Oh,
everyone.
Toaster has a birthday. Happy birthday, Toaster. But Kev, have a good night.
Yeah,
All right,
have a good
you
night,
too.
Kev.
Good night.
Good to yeah, talk to you again, man.
We sung happy birthday to Toaster earlier. You
Would
guys
you
heard it?
believe that you guys are actually the first people to sing happy birthday to me? I got so many birthday wishes, but you guys are the first ones to actually sing the song. That made me so happy. It's a small thing, but it made me so happy. So thank you.
Everybody
One to
else is
remember.
afraid of copyright infringement.
Yeah,
I'll
you
even
don't want that
unmute to say
copyright.
happy birthday.
Hey, someone have that
We're
song
on the
copyrighted.
edge, we don't
Birthday
get
to
talk
you.
about
Somebody got to call and say, who made
copyright
that
law.
song? Comments. Someone says they're fine. Clobazam isn't a temperature-controlled drug. Think about the temperature bring differences they face in transport. Someone else says, most likely not, as long as medication wasn't exposed to any moisture or melted. Someone else says also, if your doctor and pharmacist determine you're trustworthy, they can refill. Once I picked up my ADHD medication at the grocery store, pharmacy, went home, put away the groceries, put a trash bag in the bag, put a trash bag in the trash, and tossed. Tossed apparently with my meds at the bottom. If that isn't the most ADHD thing I know, then I don't know what it is. I was panicked. I wouldn't be able to get them, and they make my brain work enough for a few hours to maintain my career and family life. I called the pharmacy, sent a message to my doctor, and they both decided writing and filling a new script was the best option. Ooh, that's rough. Anybody ever throw their pills in the garbage?
I've
I got,
luckily never done that.
yeah, I haven't either, thankfully. I did want to say I do take I do take clozapam. But I've only been on it for about a month, like 4 weeks,
Is
a
that
month.
Vimpat?
I'm sorry?
What did you say it was that you're on?
Clobazam, the one that the
Oh no,
person
no.
was that was the person the one that the person was asking about
Okay, yeah.
from the question. Yeah. Um I just did want to say that I am taking it, but it's been such a small period of time that I really didn't have too much to add to it other than I still have had 2 seizures since starting to take it. And from those that have been around me and have seen them, um, the last two, I've been told they've been like shorter. Um, Sometimes I'd have them for, up to like 2, 3 minutes long. And they said that they've only been about 30 seconds, these last couple of ones. So I don't know if it just happens to be a coincidence, or maybe at least it's helping them be a bit shorter than what they used to be. So that's all I can add to it.
I don't know if I would say it's better, but it seems like it could be helping.
Yeah, I mean, it's not making it worse, right? I mean, and like they're not uh longer in length in time span. So, and I don't know, just trying to, yeah, looking at it semi positively, I guess. If I have to have them, let's at least have them be shorter in time, right?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Got it too. You have to with this type of stuff, right?
And I like to listen to Atmosphere, and they say always take the bad with the good, but that doesn't necessarily affect what you were saying. But
I got something here. Somebody taking the bad with the good, you said. Says, is it really a bad idea to box as someone with epilepsy? I know this sounds like a dumb question, but is boxing with epilepsy a big risk? I have grand mal seizures, and the seizures originate from my temporal lobe. I'm on meds and I haven't had a seizure in about a year. I imagine the repeated blows to the head from boxing could possibly cause a seizure. I was just wondering if it's a really big risk being boxing. I'm 21 years old, by the way, and it's relevant. I know this sounds like a dumb question, but I figured I'd ask you guys since we're fellow epilepsy friends. Any feedback would be appreciated. I don't highly suggest it, but I mean, I'm not going to take it.
Cumulative traumatic brain injuries occur across a lot of martial arts, and boxing is up there with, blows to the head.
I think it's
would,
quite a humorous question to ask.
yeah,
in a sense, yeah,
I would,
it made me laugh.
well, but some people might read it like an autistic person
Yeah.
and not realize that until it's explicitly pointed out to them. So,
Yeah, I get that.
This person wants to live life, find a hobby that they like. That's exercise. That's good. If you're
Yeah.
doing it safe enough,
Knock
because
yourself out.
I mean,
if you're
it
doing
could
it,
be a worse hobby.
I mean, it's something that you actually need to bring up to the leader of your dojo. It's what are they comfortable with teaching you? Who are they comfortable with you sparring? Because I know some of our friends do jujitsu
Jiu-jitsu is
and
more
stuff
like
like
Yeah.
that.
wrestling,
I
but
was gonna say jujitsu, there's not really, you're not
strikes to
really
the
going
head.
for each other's
Sure.
heads and stuff. You know,
Taekwondo, there is.
I
Yeah,
did
there are
taekwondo,
other martial arts aside from boxing that might
but yeah,
be a better outlet for that
boxing
energy.
period would definitely be a worse thing than say jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Taekwondo, you aim for the head, but you're also taught you shouldn't do it at full power when you're sparring, and that
Taekwondo,
goes to tournaments, and you're scored on that.
yeah. And when it comes to martial arts though, taekwondo is very like low
Kid friendly.
in what you should
Low
be doing when
impact.
you if you're
Kid
trying to be in a
friendly, you could
martial
say it.
arts. It's friendly, yeah. Like kind of how kung
Low
fu is.
impact,
Kung fu. Low impact, yep.
is that the term?
I would
It's
say,
not
yeah.
quite like Tai
But when
Chi,
you're
but it's definitely
boxing
not like
obviously,
MMA.
yeah. Boxing is you're obviously aiming for each other's head.
Well, you can
Mixed
be
martial
like
arts
Mayweather. You can just not get hit.
and what?
So you can be like Mayweather and just not get hit.
Well, yeah, it depends on who you are. Or you can be against fucking what's his name? Mike Tyson and just basically die.
I think any full-on contact is
Well, I
wrong.
mean,
But
listen
I
to
mean,
Mike
hey,
Tyson
you know, who
speak
are we
more
to
than
say?
3 sentences, and you'll see what a whole lifetime of that will do to even somebody without epilepsy. So,
Well, I don't think his speech
That's
impediment
stupid.
has anything to do with his boxing career.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get involved in that conversation. To me, it doesn't make a
well,
whole lot of sense.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try to drag you into it. I am just
I don't know.
curious. You have strong feelings about it, Tom, or do you just not want to go
I
off?
just don't think it makes a lot of sense. Somebody to be boxing and having epilepsy, he's already got issues with their brain. I mean, your head
Right.
bouncing off the inside, your brain bouncing off the inside of your head doesn't make a lot
Concussion
of
left
sense.
and right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think Mike Tyson's speech impediment had anything to do with his boxing career, though. It was his. I'm not saying you said anything like that or anything like that, or
No,
any Mark said anything
No,
like that.
I did. I
Yeah.
just was kind of mostly in jest, but there is a bit of truth to it that, his speech impediment from the beginning of his career to the end of his career
Yeah, it might have
progressed
gotten
in
worse.
a
Yeah,
way that,
I kind of get where you're going with that. Yeah, it could have gotten worse. And I mean, still a great boxer, though.
yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
Anyone,
Awesome sense of
everyone will
humor.
say that.
He was
Yeah,
the
he's
one
got a.
who had the initiative for the Mike Tyson's Mysteries cartoon. Have you watched that?
I don't think
I
so.
think I've seen it
No,
early.
it's on. Yeah, it's on. It's an Adult Swim cartoon, basically.
Oh, really?
Like
Oh no, yeah,
a satire, like spoof of
yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Scooby
Yeah,
Doo, but it's like Mike Tyson leading a mystery team, and he
yeah.
receives tasks by his pigeons in his backyard,
Yep.
and they go around.
Either way, I would never fucking box against this dude.
No,
I got some of the
He would
comments
kill
in
me.
yours.
yeah, I weigh 115. I would just snap.
115, dude. Damn.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
tiny.
I know I know I
Wait.
don't have a I know I don't have a cam, but I'm fucking 5'10" and 180.
Oh, you're
And
more.
Yeah,
not in shape.
5'10". That's the other measurement. Yeah, 5'10", 115. Goddamn meds have made it impossible for me to really manage to eat. Nobody's force feeding me, so they probably would if my parents knew.
Yeah, I'm
But
6'2" and 181 pounds. And I got some responses here when you
Damn.
done, Mark.
And I'm
Let's go with those.
5'11" and 180.
you what?
So I'm 5'10", 180.
5'10", 180.
So I'm
Yeah,
the
come
skinny.
on.
All right, Tom, let's go. No, I'm just
Hmm.
kidding.
How
you,
much, just out of curiosity, have you ever thought about how much the dreads weigh?
I have not. I've wondered though, because I see like people doing it when they're boxing, they get the haircut just because that's the last bit of thing they can take off or something.
and I'll admit some of the best dreads I've seen in a long time.
Thanks.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Great job.
I don't get that a lot. I get the total opposite. But I'm gonna go to the comments about this should I be a boxer idea. All right, someone, I think the question was, is it a bad idea? The first response is yes. Epileptic with a brown belt in BJJ. After diagnosis, I stopped even grappling because of the further risk. Another response is, not is it only dangerous for you, but it would also be awful for someone if they hit you and you had a seizure or cause your epilepsy to become worse. Another one says, yeah, I didn't discover I had epilepsy until I started wrestling. Then it kept happening after every practice. Stay safe. I would have a huge issue with my husband doing boxing due to his TLE. He's been hit enough times in the head. Who knows what if he had another shot would do. Seriously, even in sketchy situations, I'm prepared to fight the fuck out of someone if they start hitting him in the head, because even one more headshot isn't worth it. Someone here says, I had to stop skateboarding after my brain surgery because I lost control of a calf muscle in my leg. I would still skate if I could, because hitting my head only ever happened to me once in 15 years of doing it. And I said, if I
It only
die,
takes
at least I
one.
died doing something that I love. Boxing is literally just getting hit in the head, though. So it sounds like you're going to need a new physical activity. I'm sorry for your loss. I understand the heartbreak.
Well, once again, if you're going to do it and that's what you love, then we'll have to go with what you love, right?
Yeah.
Personally, getting biffed in the head and knowing and being epileptic. Again, what kind of? I'm sorry, that's just doesn't make sense to me.
Someone else said you can still do a lot of boxing technique, skill work, no sparring with hits to the head. I box and we only spar every once in a while. You can
Well,
opt
just
out.
go.
You can opt
If you
out if
feel
you
the
don't
need,
want
go
to.
beat on a bag.
80% of the time, we do drills, technique, skill work, and lots of conditioning. And the 20% we do spar, only 5% of that headshots is with gear. The rest, we
That
just
doesn't
do body
matter.
shots. If you do it, just get involved with head hits. I mean, literally tell people, I will not spar with headshots. I do want to learn how to box.
Why?
Self-defense, I would say. And I mean, there's a couple of things you could do easily or than that.
I got another one. It says, I did boxing for a few years despite being epileptic. I started for fitness, got super into it, etc., and eventually sparring. The first time I got properly wobbled up was scary. It reminded me of what happens directly before a seizure. After that, I decided to call it quits. Some days I miss it, other days I'm glad I quit when I did rather than take any risk. It sucks, but we can only fight. We can only fight was in front of us. Yeah, to use a boxing phrase. Yeah, those are some stories why you shouldn't box. People who were boxing.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get punched in the head all the time.
How should I celebrate my small strokes that MRI found? Lifelong epileptic. Sorry, I admit my sin. I smoke. I live a very constrained life. I exercise almost daily, eat healthy, 3 AEDs, 2 antidepressants, all recommended supplements. I don't work. I have about 24 absent seizures and tonic-clonic per year. Very limited social life. I just had a rough year that probably caused the schematic events. My life was and will be full of restrictions, plus the medication that drains our energy, destroys our memory, plus depression. Every 2 weeks, a seizure occurs and reminds us how vulnerable we all are. I know I must quit smoking, but how do I digest that you had small strokes? Fuck epilepsy all day, every day. How do you celebrate that you had small seizures?
How do you celebrate any of that?
Huh?
I said, how do you celebrate any of that?
That's what I was thinking.
Or I drift off. I have to say something about nicotine. Nicotine is a cruel mistress,
Yep.
and she will come back and haunt you again and again and again. Because I'm sorry, nothing quite hits like tobacco, the back of your throat.
Yep.
It's that sensation that most people can't describe, but what they crave. Jeff, weed is better. I agree. But weed also doesn't have that addictive qualities that
But
nicotine
also, weed
roots
fucks with your
into
head
your
more.
head.
Really
No,
fucks with what?
It's fucked with my head more. I'll say that.
well, weed is different for every person, just like any other medication, is what I think.
But I also
But
admit,
nicotine,
sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry, nicotine is so hard. I've been doing nicotine since I was 15, on and off. Anytime a stressful situation, like real hard times come up, I always end up sliding back to nicotine. This group has helped me keep off of nicotine for 3 months. These little vapes that I vape, they have zero nicotine.
Good for you,
It's
man.
just flavor.
Dude. Yeah, flavor. Yeah.
Hey, it's no
I
nicotine. It's you just smoking flavor. I don't get that. What do you mean?
Yes.
That's how I feel like I can quit nicotine is vaping with not with the ones they sell you at the store, but
Yeah, not disposable ones, but you can get
exactly. Yeah.
They had a bunch of these things.
no, they even make disposable nicotine free vapes.
Oh, these
So
are
yeah.
disposable for weed.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
birthday
I
cake,
also have that.
and pink champagne.
But
They both taste amazing.
the reason I quit THC is probably because I've been eating edibles so much.
Oh yes, well edibles are awesome. Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm going on a rant about edibles. You gotta do them right. You gotta plan.
Yeah.
It takes. You don't believe the 30-minute bullshit. It doesn't. It takes
Well, yeah.
so much
I'm
longer
not that
before it
dumb.
actually hits your system.
Yeah,
People will get a gummy, take it, and then are
I
told to
would
wait
eat
30 minutes,
I would
and
eat
like
like
this shit isn't working, so they'll take another.
well
Wait
no,
30 minutes. This shit still isn't
sorry.
working, and then they go smoke a bowl. And then it hits them while they're already high for the weed. They're well with the green, with the herb stuff.
Yeah, and like I was eating I would do a lot of concentrated for a long time and then I was eating a lot of edibles anywhere from 30 to 40 milligrams a day, but I would do like at least 3 hours in between.
Only 30 or 40? That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was really fucking them. I feel like it was with my head and the fact that I quit them. It would be, I feel like more in my head and being able to like think in a sense.
Hey Raven, the icebreaker today was Um, I forgot what the icebreaker today was. Kate had it though. It'll come to me. But I got another post for now. It says, "Am I having a seizure during naps?" I had my first seizure when I was around 10, all the way up into 18 to 19. I maybe had 3 or 4 seizures, and all of them were during my naps. But every now and then I get tired and take a nap. And almost every time I wake up feeling physically weak, like I can wobble around with a really bad, weird feeling headache. Now my first thought is that I seem to be too consistent. My seizures always have been random, often separated by years of abstinence, but these ones seem to be consistent, so I'm wondering if it could be sleep or hygiene related. Does that sound like a seizure in your sleep?
Can you repeat it? I wasn't thinking or listening rather.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was moving back inside from the patio. I did not hear what you said.
So it says, am I having seizures during naps? I had first seizure when I was around 10, all the way up until 18 to 19. I maybe had 3 or 4 seizures, and all of them were during my sleep. But every now and then I get tired and I take a nap, and almost always I wake up feeling physically weak, like I can only wobble around, and with a really bad, weird feeling headache. Now my first thought is that I seem to be too consistent. My seizures have been random, only separated by years of abstinence, but these ones seem to be too consistent, so I'm wondering if they could be sleep hygiene related.
That's hard for me to tell because not like 98% of my seizures that I've had have been nocturnal, and like I said, it's just hard for me to tell. Like it's I really don't know what to say.
They also said, by the way, this happened recently, and somehow I forgot when I woke up. I felt so sad that I thought I would just die or become a vegetable. I am a very pessimist person, and AI always like to think that I would care if I was going to die, but when the moment was present, I felt extremely depressed.
Did you say they're mentioning something to AI?
Yeah, what was that? They're
That's the
talking to
fucking rough
AI and
part. They should
that's
not be recommending to AI. They should be talking to a doctor.
I am a very pessimistic person, and AI always like to think that I wouldn't care if I was going to die, but when the moment was present, I felt extremely depressed.
Yeah, that's a rough one to talk about. I don't know. That's especially if they're talking to AI. Like we should not be talking to AI at all.
About medical advice, I believe I read that somewhere. Don't ask them about medical advice. I mean advice.
yeah, there have been people like teenagers going on to places like character AI and making themselves a therapist. And then these LLMs are basically just made to feedback what, like, affirmative, what you want to hear, predictive, what most likely you want. So, um, they make for themselves a therapist, and the therapist just affirms whatever delusions they may have, and it ends up in this feedback loop where a depressed kid gets told by the therapist that all the reasons they're depressed are valid and true, and their life experiences are all valid and accurate, and there have been suicides over this. Like people have lost their lives, so these things are scary.
Yeah, 100%. Either way, though,
Much agreed.
Say that again.
I'm gonna head to bed.
All right.
I am glad to at least say hi on this podcast again.
We'll be here Tuesdays and Fridays.
I have Tuesdays off, but I work Fridays.
All right, we'll be here.
Alright. Either way. Pookie,
Rest well.
Can't
you're a good
remember if
dude.
it's Tuesday or Friday.
Yep.
Today's Tuesday? Friday?
Today's Friday.
Oh, okay.
I hope you all have a good night.
You too.
Everyone
You
here.
too.
It's
Take
been great.
care.
If I've sent you my number, feel free to talk to me.
All right. Well,
I
good night.
am either way, I'm here for y'all.
All right.
And y'all have a good night.
Right. You too.
Cheers.
What's your Reddit name?
Something stupid.
Do you have a Reddit name?
Yeah, I do. Kate has it though. What is it? Where is it?
If Kate has it, it's okay.
Give me 2 seconds and I'll find it. Because I definitely want to give it at least to you, Pookie.
Okay. Well, you have a good night. And shout out to Nature's Mate.
I hope you all have a good night. And maybe I'll see you on the next one.
Hopefully,
Cheers.
I'll be here.
Peace, dude.
Got something. It says options instead of surgery. I didn't have the option for surgery, but we'll go ahead with this. It says, so I know this is a long shot, but I'll try. I'm scheduled for brain surgery to remove part of my brain, temporal lobe, next month. I'm terrified. There are no other options. There are no other options surgery-wise, but has anyone found any possible solution that could help severe epilepsy? I can cancel the scheduled surgery up until the day before. I'm just trying to figure out another option, if possible.
Do what?
Oh,
I'm
thoughts?
sorry.
I was saying thoughts on the person needing to get surgery, or they want to find other options, I'm assuming.
It's a very, very, very personal choice.
Yes.
And some of us have opted to let the zombie doctors go in and eat our brains. Some of us decide to keep it the way it is. It's all, do you believe that maybe it will help? And it has helped me. I know that. I went from having 2 to 4 tonic-clonics a week to maybe 2 tonic-clonics a month. Vocals, they're harder to figure out. I was going somewhere with this, but it's also a process. Right after surgery, sometimes it doesn't automatically just poof, you have no more seizures. Sometimes it takes a few years before the full effects of the surgery are seen, if that makes any sense. Like mine kind of kept the same or actually dropped off for a little bit, then climbed back up and then kind of evened out, if that makes any sense, but still with a whole lot less than it was before. Hi, Angel. So
Hello, everyone.
in terms of different surgery, there's something other than surgery. I mean, would you count the VNS thing as that surgery? It all depends on the surgery too, I think. Some people get resections, some people get VNS devices, some people get both.
All right, Angel just
Yeah.
restarted the party.
What's up, my brother?
How you doing, man? You right on time.
I just put my daughter to bed.
Yeah. Hopefully you had a great day with your girl.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, we were on a question about options instead of surgery. Yeah. This person, they're getting temporal lobe, removing or the right side of the brain. I said no. I turned down the surgery. It's like, nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything invasive inside my head. VNS seems like an option, but then again, I don't know when I'm gonna see. So
Yeah. So yeah, my thing was don't get it if you don't want to. Talk to somebody else. Um, it's a comment right here. Somebody said I had the exact same procedure. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. It was also the best thing I've ever done. Cured me. It gave me my life back. This is your chance. Don't miss it. Someone else said, did you get a second opinion? I was seeing a neurologist for a while that kept bringing up surgery, and I really wasn't feeling it. I talked to another doctor, and he completely changed my meds, and I've seen a huge reduction since having him take over. I had a laser ablation 3 years ago on my right temporal lobe. It's been the best decision I've ever made. I didn't have a resection, but an RNS with leads both temporal lobes. The option I did, which turned the tide, was keto. I still had enough breakthroughs that meds and surgery still happen, but keto changed the game for me. Nice. I might try. Never mind. I can't do keto. What am I talking about? What were you saying, Mark?
Just that the last question or comment or whatever, the guy said keto and then went on to say it's not like it doesn't work to like that you don't need this, that it doesn't improve to like where this or that or whatever, but it does out or something. I just was wondering, how do they know it's any different from just placebo, the diet? If they still needed everything, it must not have improved. Excuse me. Yeah, it must not have improved. Oh, wow. All of that. Sorry, Kitty's being a drama queen. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about keto diet. Just my 2 cents. I don't know how somebody could compare it and you know, especially if it's gotten to the point where somebody still needs the surgeries, the implants or whatever, the same implants that they would have needed without it, as is what they described, then it sounds like keto doesn't really do anything in their experience. They just think it does. That's just what I read into it from what you were saying there. I'm just causing problems and need to go to bed or something. But it sounds like everything that they said, everything that they described sounds like keto doesn't work. And then they go on to include that keto is good. Uh,
I don't know why I keep it's like a half memory or something. I
Oh,
thought the
Toaster, you're
keto.
there.
Yes, I'm still kind of awake. I
Raven,
remember.
Sia, you guys there?
Hi, friends.
I'm here. Hello.
Can we sing happy birthday to Toaster?
Say that again.
Can we sing happy birthday to
Oh,
Toaster?
again?
Yes. Yes, we can.
We get some
You
cameras
know what? I'm
on.
good. Okay, fine.
All right.
Hi.
Happy birthday to you.
to
Happy
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 birthday
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 to
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 you.
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 Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Happy
dear
dear
toaster.
birthday.
toaster.
birthday to
Happy
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 birthday
birthday
to
to
birthday.
you.
you.
I was singing way too fast. Angel was not
That was
singing.
so wholesome.
You
I think
should
I
have
was
been
going
watching
too
Sia.
slow.
She was timing it for you.
I was
I,
trying. I was
I
Awesome.
trying.
keep forgetting to put mine off mute. I
Yeah.
was singing though.
I heard you in my
Regardless.
heart.
Still counts.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Toasty. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Eat more chicken. Oh wait,
Yeah, I
sorry.
forgot
That's
to put my mic off mute.
it's okay. It's
It was really
okay.
special to
Just
her, you
figured.
guys. This is the first time she had someone sing happy birthday to her.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's so funny. I had a great day. I had a wonderful day. But it wasn't
That'd be the
until you
second
guys,
time.
yeah, yeah, second time. It wasn't until
Second.
I hopped on here and you guys started singing and I realized, oh my God, this is the first time I've actually heard someone say happy birthday to me today.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I got lots of happy birthday wishes and it was great. I got $100 gift card to Troubadour Books, which is like the local bookstore. So
Nice.
I'm getting books.
Yay, books.
Wait, so we have 3 August birthdays in here?
Yep, yep.
Yep. Pookie's the baby.
Wow.
We got
That's
the
crazy.
Leos and the Virgo.
Yeah, I just barely made the Leo line. Barely.
Yeah, I think today was
You're
well,
next.
August 16th is my grandmom's birthday, but she passed away a while ago. But I still remember it.
Tomorrow. Happy belated. I mean, how would I say that?
Well,
Sorry for
happy
your loss.
birthday to Grandma.
This is sorry for your loss.
May her memory be a blessing.
There you go. That's a good
Yes.
one.
Not a birthday, but Monday is 6 years since my last drink of alcohol.
Wow.
That's a big achievement.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
That's better than a birthday.
Celebrating.
close to that.
Yes.
No one picks
Yeah.
to be born.
Yes, Mark, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, oh man, I didn't think about taking attention away from Toaster on her birthday.
Oh no, 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 no. That is happy news. I love happy news.
Well, I should have said something on Tuesday. Maybe I'll say something again on Tuesday and get like
Maybe. And we'll
double
celebrate.
attention.
You should. You deserve to, share good news like that. That's awesome.
We should
The
celebrate.
only reason I would be able to share that news is because I did some horrible stuff to myself beforehand. So I don't know how much of a it's mixed feelings,
Yes.
Addiction sucks.
Yes.
I got something. It says, am I selfish? I've been having seizures. I've been having seizures for like 10 years now. It's difficult to pinpoint it. Around three years ago, I decided to go to a neurologist because my friends were very concerned about my episodes that looked like epilepsy. Long story short, the doctor was rude, but I let it slide, gave me Keppra, which my body didn't respond nicely to up to dose, then went on and off because the meds were making my mental health go crazy. Took a bunch of MRIs and 48-hour EEG. That was uncomfortable, and I still don't know what I have or how to fix it. Both results were clean. Right now, I've given up and paused to find treatment. As of right now, since the whole experience was a bit traumatizing, I put my life on pause for a little bit, always staying in home, but now I want to try to live a normal life. I want to go out more, go to school, get a job, and maybe even drive. The driving part is one thing everyone is against. I just started driving too for the first time, so I'm very new to it all. I'm extra cautious and I'm aware of the risk. I just don't want to sit in bed and rot for the rest of my life. or feel as if I'm disabled. No, that's not selfish. I don't say drive, but I don't say shut down anything you want to do because of epilepsy.
Yeah, I mean, don't let epilepsy hold you back. You sound very, very cautious with the thing. I don't recommend it though, because seizures come out of nowhere. Um, but that's just me. That was why I didn't choose to drive either. Um, and I worry about others on the road. But yeah, don't let things hold you back. There's going to be plenty of things in life that you can do, and you're not going to be as much of like you're not going to be basically disabled until you basically are. I don't know if anybody really understand that part, but yeah,
I did. I got you.
it's like I got to work for a while, for a long time, and I lived a great life until I couldn't stop having seizures.
There's some comments here. Somebody said incredibly selfish. Been without driver's license for 4 to 5 years now. It sucks a lot, especially living in the country because I can't walk anywhere either. But I suck it up because my desire to feel more independent and social doesn't override everyone else's desire to be safe on the road. I go with her. She said,
Not just a desire to be safe on the road, but a right to be safe on the road from
right.
somebody who's knowingly dangerous or
Yeah.
potentially dangerous, however small that margin may be, it's not not a line to cross.
Someone said, if you're not having episodes, driving should be fine. They also have a downvote -4. That person responded, that's the scary part though. You never respond, you never know till it's too late. I've been trying to keep a logbook and track when was the last one that I had. I'm taking as many precautions as I can in order to be safe. Fortunately, where I live, there's many roads, many empty roads. I know how to avoid busy streets.
Until their logbook can predict their next seizure, that's not enough.
With you. Someone said, I accidentally pulled an all-nighter. I have the type of epilepsy where sleep deprivation is one of the main triggers. For some reason, I couldn't sleep tonight, and all. Yes, I was off. I was off my phone, and I'm worried I might get a seizure if I don't sleep within the next hour. Does anyone else has the same trigger and went through the day without a seizure after an all-nighter? Yep, I got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I don't think I just went through the night and just went back to. I've always got a little sleep. Anybody ever pulled all-nighter under any circumstance?
How many all-nighters?
How many have I pulled? Quite a bit.
Right. Well, I mean, how many consecutive all-nighters?
Consecutives, I haven't had any consecutives. I was always like, I can go one, guys, but I had epilepsy. I know no limits, stuff like that. Tell your friends no. Gotta learn to say no. times. I had family, children. Guys, I got someone to live for.
Yeah.
I had children before all my friends.
When you knew you had the epilepsy diagnosis the whole time, so pushing
Yeah,
it with the sleep deprivation was never really an option.
yeah, I was so young that the genetic thing wasn't even on my mind. Yeah, I didn't think about that stuff then. But back to this post, the comments of pulled an all-nighter. One says, yes, I have a similar trigger. It's a common one. You're not guaranteed to have a seizure, so don't fret. Maybe just adjust your schedule according to minimize exertion and exhaustion. Make sure you eat or drink enough, fuel yourself. Eat enough to fuel yourself. Whenever I have a big day, it's the night before. I usually never get no sleep. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. Someone said, I do this every once in a while too. Rescue meds are the best things for me. However, I have been unmediated a few times throughout my journey. What I taught myself when I didn't have meds was put on sleep hypnosis on YouTube, specifically a guided meditation hypnosis with a soothing voice of completely avoided by any video that binary beats or number indicating the frequency sounds in the background music. It's not much, but it's something that gets my thoughts out of my head and makes me concentrate on what is being said. Good luck for your journey. Hope you find a way through this without any struggles. That comment was a lot.
Binaural beats? Is that what they said? Or is that what they were
Yeah,
talking about?
and specific like frequencies of sound. I find them really helpful for migraines personally and insomnia.
I
Yeah,
found it too.
You do too?
Yes, I listen to them by binaural thinking.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, by the
Yeah.
way.
Hi.
That's So I got another comment here. It says, happens to me sometimes. I'll get up, take the dog out, drink some water, and lay back down, toss it and turn it all night. It's really horrible for trying to get back to sleep. I usually have to reset myself with an activity of some kind. One more comment says, when I went to get an RNS, they did a study on me and had me pull almost all-nighters. I believe they have let me have like 4 hours of sleep every day, if even that. It took quite a while to have an actual seizure still. I just make a chill day, stay home and not try to stress about it. Just relax as the best as you can.
I mean, that's. I'm sorry.
Can we technically call it all-nighters if, I mean, you're still getting sleep?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't feel like these are all-nighters that these people are talking about. Like
4 hours is a lot during an EMU stay.
Who what?
They let them sleep for 4 hours during an EMU stay. That's amazing. They won't. Duke will not let you sleep. They want those seizures. They will not let you sleep. And
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's controlled setting, of course. But thank God I have my sleep medications. Without sleep medications, I would be awake all night.
I swear I'm here, you guys. Give me 1 second.
I have something to share that's off topic.
Ooh, go right ahead.
Okay. I'm wondering probably that everybody else has had some similar experience with somebody in their life. So I'm, new to epilepsy, just diagnosed in May, and I've been on Vimpat, which is lacosamide, ever since. And my mom's told me like 3 or 4 times now that I need to talk to my doctor because I seem over medicated. And she's not providing any reasons for that observation. She's just throwing it out there. But the other night, we had a long conversation about something, and the next day she brought up part of that conversation, and I didn't remember. I know we all have problems with memory, but I didn't remember that one little thing. She like got upset. She's like, "Well, I guess I was just talking to myself then." And then I'm telling her, "No, like I remember talking to you. I was present. I just don't remember this one thing." And in my defense, I had a seizure in my sleep last night, so my brain's not working great, but like she took that as another opportunity to tell me that I'm over medicated and I need to talk to my doctor. And I'm that's just like not true. And so I'm like, hey, mom, this is just what epilepsy is like. It's way more important for me to not have any more seizures than it is to have brain fog or not. So, anyway, that's my little vent, and I'm wondering how you all deal with those people in your lives who just think you're taking too much medicine, if you have anyone like that.
For people like that, I let them finish what they're saying. And then once they're away and we don't see each other, then we usually just don't see each other again. That's how that goes.
It's my mama.
It's your mom?
My mom does the same thing. And she's told me multiple times that the Keppra is causing my seizures, despite the fact that I had seizures before the Keppra.
Oh my.
So I have literally I've tried every method with her. It doesn't work very well. I live with her, so but the best thing that I ended up doing was finally just letting all hell break loose and just saying, look, what would you rather deal with? Me on the floor, having a seizure, hit my head, going to the hospital, paying for all of that, or being on a medication that is affecting me in small ways in comparison. Yes, I'm different on medication. I'm a little angrier, I'm a little more tired, a little more out of it. But I would much rather that than the seizures. I said it in a much more angry way, which kind of scared her. But I mean, I tried to be chill with her and it just didn't work. I tried to just let it go and she just kept saying these passive aggressive things, which sounds like, that like, oh, you're over medicated. Like, can you be over medicated for seizures? I'm sorry. Like,
Right?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, the medications suck, but we're trying to not have seizures. We're trying to not die. So
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that with me. I think those are some really good bullet points. If I have to say anything to her again, I'm going to try to replicate some version of that conversation. Thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, no worries.
you're I mean you're your own adult now. You gotta advocate for yourself, even if it's to your loved ones. Um and you not every Pookie started this for awareness. So not everybody's aware of how seizures work or how the meds work and what
Yeah.
they do.
That's the
You know?
frustrating part. It was her, she's got 2 family members with epilepsy besides me. So she does know how it works. I don't know why the rules don't apply to me, probably because I'm her kid and she just doesn't want, she's just in denial.
Yeah. My mom for over, I don't know, I'm 42 now, so she comes up with like every little thing of what might have caused my seizures, except genetics, and yet, my sister has MS and it's due to genes. And it's like, Mom, genetics. It's just I got the seizure part. But I know it's not the same. But yeah, I mean, there is a part of being over medicated, but it's what you can handle and what you can't handle. That's where you got to advocate to your doctor,
Right.
And if you can't handle it, then that's when you advocate to your doctor. But
I'm doing good.
Your
Mom,
mom,
she's just
yeah,
anxious.
yeah, it's like they want to be in control sometimes. Of like, you got to do this and you got to do that, and it's like, nope. Like, it's my life.
Okay, so I just need to be less of a pushover with my mom. Got it. No,
Yeah,
seriously though, I do need to. Um,
I've done it with plenty of family members, and it's like Vicky says, it's like, all right, move on.
yeah.
Yeah, the important thing is just setting boundaries.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that you come first in a situation, not anybody else's feelings.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
And for me, my daughter comes first, and that means taking care of my seizures is utmost priority in order for my daughter to have the best version of me.
Yeah, absolutely. But as a parent, would you be worried they were giving your daughter too much medicine? That they were that the
I
side
think
effects were too strong?
every parent will always be worried about that. I have seen medical records from when I was a child, still in my teens. Um, and my dad reported that he looks too dopey or whatever. And yeah, there was times I was just like sleeping in school. And yeah, that's over medicated, but um it's like, I think because you're still, it's a harder road, but when you're still new to the, like, I'm gonna call it the game, but when you're still new to the epilepsy, it's like the beginning, you're not so used to like all the sleeping and stuff.
Yeah.
And then as you get more used to it, or at least I know my body does, my body starts to tolerate it. And then it's like, okay, I can handle it. And it's fighting the seizures. Okay, I like it. Because Vimpat was one of my favorite meds. It had the least amount of side effects and everything. And I was on it until it wasn't working anymore.
Well, so far I don't hate it, and I've hated a lot of neurological meds.
Yeah, it had the least amount of side effects for me. Like when they told me last year, it's like, which one do you want to give up, Briviact or Vimpat? I was like, Briviact, because it was like the straight up knockout pill. And it
Wow.
was causing far more nuisances in my life than it was Vimpat was. Vimpat was still more enjoyable and everything. I wouldn't say enjoyable, but it's like I could tolerate it. I didn't have seizures, you know, or I was handling myself really good. And then the stress happens, and
Well,
it happens.
well, thank you for talking to me about it, all of you. I appreciate it.
Glad to be here for you.
We're here for you all the time, even on the off days.
Thank you. That makes
Yeah, I
me feel
feel like
really good.
got something that says, "Do you ever have hazy days?" Let me explain. Sometimes I'll have a day that feels hazy, or maybe like an aurary day, kind of like the whole day. It feels like I'm about to have a seizure, but thankfully I don't. My head is a little tingly, typical, typical of an aura. All day, my thoughts are kind of jumbled together enough to operate and communicate, but still a bit jumbled. And then the next day, a lot of my short term memory is gone. It feels like the previous day was longer than usual, and the day before that feels like a week ago. So, like, my sense of time shot for a while, but I never had an actual generalized seizure. Does this ever happen to anyone? It's like being in a seizure mood all day.
I don't, other than when I'm about to cluster up, I don't have auras, but I do have those days where I wake up and I know I had a seizure nocturnally. And I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it like you have one, you just can't prove it. And
Like that one.
it's those days and you're off the whole day. And remember, auras are also seizures, so
The hazy days. Yes, I do have hazy days. There's days where I don't understand it. I'm thinking I might have a seizure. I'm like, maybe this is a sign. And I'm like, let's write down how I felt right now. It's usually never a sign. It's not a sign. Those days that I write down that I feel off are the days that nothing happens. And yeah, I haven't been able to pick like a sign yet. So the best thing about working in the hospital is waking up in the emergency before you can refuse. I text my partner at 5:33 a.m. to tell him to go back to sleep again. Then again at 5:58. Apparently, I had a seizure as I was now sitting on a stretcher in the trauma site, presumably because they had nowhere else to put me since I was completely intact. Why they why are they so fast? And this time they tried to hold me hostage until I showed them I could eat and walk around. Why are they asking me to do tricks like this time to go home? And everything tastes and smells awful now. Because people don't seem to understand me. I work in a hospital. My coworkers know about my seizure disorder. Don't let me stop being postictal before they admit me to the emergency department and charge me $200. Fuck me for wanting to pay $200 at the end of my shift for having a seizure, I guess. I swear everyone here acts like a bunch of pricks if we aren't perfectly accepting of all our kindness. I just need someone to talk to when it actually causes financial burdens. This person's asking for advice, someone to talk to, support basically. Anybody got any advice for somebody? No? Nobody there? I might as well just go to sleep then.
Oh,
I mean, I feel like it's to be expected working in a hospital, knowing that your coworkers seeing a seizure will probably go into action. I don't want to say like, this person that it's their fault because it's not at all. None of us like going to the hospital. But it's just being in a hospital setting,
Yeah, you can't
your
help it.
coworkers, they gotta do what they gotta do, and it's not really their fault, it's just how things gotta be.
Guys, I have bad news.
What happened?
I think I might have had a seizure in the morning.
Were you alone?
Uh, yes. Uh,
From the floor?
sorry. Uh, hmm. I was talking on the phone with my aunt. And then it happened. So yeah. I'm officially uh off.
Your streak is over.
Is over.
You had it yesterday morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had one a few weeks ago. So I just said put one foot in front of the other. Life goes on.
Shit happens.
Yeah. I'm glad you did have a streak for somebody. How long was it again?
2.5 years.
Oh yeah, that was a good streak.
It was good while it lasted. And then I saw it coming because I usually get sleepy when it's gonna happen. And then for some reason my nanny cam stopped working. Ugh.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that. We'll be here and we'll be celebrating a year from now.
Sorry, Twisted.
It was good while it lasted.
Know what you mean.
Now we start a new one. We start a new streak.
One day.
I'm trying to get to 4 months. Someone says, is this even a seizure? Okay, so I'm having something where I'm just completely unable to speak. Not sure if it's even a seizure though. My brain just goes mush and I can't talk for a few minutes. I just keep making weird sounds. This happens a lot lately, like multiple times a week, sometimes even daily. I'm just not in a not very good with the words and not sure how to explain it to my neurologist. First comment says, yes, this sounds like seizure activity to me. It does. I've heard of those ones where you just can't talk, right?
Yeah. No, it's the same old thing. It's like you know your body, you know when your body is off. And when you have epilepsy, you know when you've been through a seizure because you know how that's been, like how you feel afterwards. And even if you can't prove it, it's like, yeah, still document it as, yeah, that was a seizure, you know, because you knew something was off. And it's like you can't always prove it, you know. Like I know I had a nocturnal, not well, a couple months ago, but and the person to find the blood on the bed was my mom, you know, and that's how I knew I had a nocturnal seizure. There's other signs too. There's my muscles feeling stretched. Those are the grand mals and everything. And then when you're constantly just tired all day, like you got no sleep at all, that means you were seizing at night or while you were sleeping. Well, nocturnally, because whenever you were sleeping.
Some more of the comments here. Someone said, yes, that's a petit mal focal seizure. I've never seen one of those. Someone says, I'm pretty sure this could fall under the absent seizure. It's what my team calls my, coined, as I've coined them before, fishbowl moments, where I've just got stuck, unable to turn my head or move, and I seemingly stare into a space like a head in a fishbowl, or I can say, or I can see or hear, but it's all mush. Like my brain is just having factory reset, while in real life I'm seemingly blue screen till I snap back. Eventually, or my hubby sometimes tries to drag me out by gently shaking me and calling me still out of it, but I move when he does. But it feels like I'm trying to move covered in tar or molasses. I don't know. But yes, this is definitely something to bring up to your neurologist or epileptologist. That's a funny way to go about it.
God syndrome.
It's using epilepsy to get out of stuff. Does anyone else do this? Now I've done this multiple times, and sometime I feel like an a-hole for doing it. It's mostly the times I have to go outside when it's scorching hot to stop the end quote. Why don't you get a license? Rant. And when I go to or when are you going to have the children? Get people to stop trying to get me to learn how to swim or how to feel when I'm sick and want to sit in and want to sit in like on a tram bus like an older lady, not old, just older, tries to force me to get up. I don't think I've ever used epilepsy to get out of anything in particular that I can remember.
I
Anybody ever
never
told us?
used my epilepsy to get out of anything, but I can.
But
No, I never used it to get out of anything.
then you said but. And I was like, what? There's a but?
There's times where I question, like
Should
when
I?
I lived with my wife, I would say, did I have a seizure? Because I'm not certain. I'm confused. I'm in my confusion. And that should be dead giveaway sign right there. Number one, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only when I knew it was shaky, you know.
Yeah.
Um I didn't know about absence seizures or anything. I didn't have my clusters yet. And I would say, did I have a seizure? Because my body feels like it's been through it. And I will wonder. And then there were times where it could have been the meds where I will feel extreme dizziness. And if I couldn't shake it off, I'm not taking a risk with it. My seizures are more important, you know? It's like I'm not using it to get out of something. It's like I'm literally, you know, taking care of my life like I need to be.
You need to put yourself first.
I like that.
Yeah, I put my health first so I can be around longer.
Mm-hmm.
Through the comments here of getting out of stuff because using your epilepsy. Someone said, I let friends use my epilepsy to get out of things. Oh, I can't. My friend had a seizure, so I need to keep an eye on her. But the stuff you said isn't using it to get out of things. You're deciding what is possible danger for your safety and others and refraining from those activities. You're judging yourself negatively when what you're doing is being responsible and mindful. Someone else said, I wouldn't exactly say use it to get out of things. I'm legit afraid to go outside because of my seizures. Someone said I use it all the time. The way I see it, epilepsy makes my life more difficult, which people often don't understand. So that is how I try and offset it. One more says, I've used it to get out of work a couple times just because I was super tired or just didn't want to work. My seizures are always feeling fake. I have focal clonic seizures. I'm aware when they start, during and after. I feel like I am faking it every single time, even though I'm not. I'm singing the entire time. Stop moving your body that way. Stop jerking your head. That's painful and it's quite uncomfortable, but I can never stop. And then I have no control over them. I'm diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy and mesial temporal sclerosis. All very real, yet very real. Every time I feel like I'm faking it, I try to suppress my symptoms by ignoring them. Dumb, I know, but I feel like I'm inconvenient. So every time I get them, I just feel like I'm faking it. I'm not trying to I'm not sure if it's because I've always heard people aren't aware during seizures, but my doctors have told me it's just particular to where this seizure activity is coming from. Left temporal lobe, that's the hippocampus that has a scarring and shrinkage. I feel like a fraud, even though my seizures are very much so real, often leaving me feeling totally exhausted, like I just went swimming all day. And the best description I can think of, if anyone experiences this kind of seizure, is this a common feeling to have?
I mean, I don't have enough description, but that sounded like a myoclonic.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, they sound like myoclonic if you're aware of the shaking and everything.
Yeah, you're kind of there enough. Not enough, but
Yeah,
a little bit.
because I remember what Kevin and Lupa said.
Let's go to the comments here. First one says, sometimes I feel like a fraud too. Others on this sub have it worse than me. And if I take care of myself, my risk of having bad seizures is very low. Everything you described sounds to me like when I have focals too, but the only thing I can do is validate you It's validate what I already know. That was a seizure. Another one says, for me, there are two scenarios when I get focal seizures. The ones I don't remember happening are the ones I either see a video recorded that my husband took to show them to the doctor. The ones I kind of feel happening and have discussed with my neurologist, and they are indeed focal seizures. My ears are buzzing. I get really refluxy, and I have this really strong deja vu feeling. Sometimes, if they're usually really bad, I just lie down on my bed and put both pillows aside, just in case they get worse. If my ears start buzzing, I just sit down and wait for it to wear off. I feel really disorientated, but I just got to get used to it. Nobody here have the VNS, right?
No.
I don't think nobody on here. No.
I don't think anybody's awake, to be honest.
It looks like you're falling asleep too.
No, I'm actually wide awake. I'm ready to go eat dinner, but I'm waiting.
Go eat some dinner.
I'll be up for another 3 or 4 hours. Who knows? You never know.
I'm awake. I'm just like not really participating.
That means you're not awake.
Fair enough.
I can say one thing about people with epilepsy that
We are resilient.
yeah, we're resilient and will deny we're having a seizure. It's probably because we're in the seizure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got something here, guys. I mean, ladies and gentlemen. More ladies here, Angel. We're just the gentlemen. Ladies
Hey,
and gentlemen, it says, can you differentiate between anxiety and epilepsy? I was struggling with what I think is anxiety and derealization disorder since I was 10. I'm now 23. I've gone through bouts of it where it has been worse than other times. It feels as if I'm in a constant dream and nothing feels real. Last year and a half or so, I have been struggling with that feeling along with deja vu, dream flashbacks, the random memory flashbacks. I don't really have the other physical symptoms along with the other than occasional lightheadedness and heart palpitations. The dream flashbacks and random memory flashbacks have been freaking me out. Recently, in January, my mother passed away unexpectedly, and since then, my weird feelings have increased by a million. I had 3 brain MRIs, several EEGs, and a 48-hour EEG. My neurologist listed my symptoms and said it could be auras and prescribed me some keppra. A psychiatrist listened to my symptoms and prescribed me Prozac. And I am kind of just torn on which to start and what to do. If anyone has any advice, let me know.
That's
Differentiate between anxiety and epilepsy? I have no idea at all. I have never been through an anxiety attack or had anxiety that I know of. Someone please explain to me.
Lupa,
Anxiety.
Lupa explained it a few times. I'm trying to remember it, and I can't.
this is exactly what my focal aware seizures are like, down to the T. And I've had anxiety attacks and panic attacks and all of the things, and none of them come close to the description this person is giving. But the last time I had a seizure cluster was that over and over and over again. I think it's called deja vu, where you feel like you're repeating a dream or you're in a dreamlike state. And it's like kind of deja vu, but not really. It's one of the creepiest things I've ever felt. And if I was this person, I'd be starting the Keppra first.
Hey, Jocelyn.
Hi, it's nice to see you guys.
Do you remember what the icebreaker was the first time you came?
Oh, Oh gosh, that was so long ago.
Right, I don't remember either.
I do. It
What was it?
was, what's your favorite thing to do after a bad seizure?
Self-care.
Yeah.
Like, you know, resting. For me, that means like resting and yeah, resting. I like to rest.
We all said that.
Okay.
Mine was smoke. Uh,
Well,
I
yeah.
try to bounce back. I smoke real quick. That kind of tells me after I smoke, that tells me what I'm gonna do. That lets me know exactly where my body's headed. Smoke, you feel good, you're gonna sit down and hang out, or if I smoke and it says go lay down, then I go lay down. And I usually take the weed with me. But
I
yeah.
mean, I always like I've had three tonic clonics and I was ex I couldn't stay awake. Like my body wouldn't let me, so I had to sleep. And then after that, like I just really needed to rest and let my brain um recover. That's the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never am awake after a grand mal tonic-clonic.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I mean of course, like we pass out, but even like when I come to, like afterwards, then like it's like, oh God, I can't stay awake. I have to go to sleep. Like there's nothing I can do about it afterwards. Like, are you guys like that too? Or like, you know, like if you're in the post-ictal state, and then after that, like I don't know, is it 20, 30 minutes? I like have to go to sleep. There's nothing I'm gonna be asleep. I cannot keep my eyes open.
Unless I'm in the emergency room and then I want to get out of there, then I want to go to rest.
If I'm in the emergency room, yeah, I want to sleep. And either let me sleep or you can let me out. Because
Let me out of there so I can go rest in my home.
yeah, I don't understand what they're taking all that time to look for. Um, it's got me sitting here for 3 hours. We're waiting for your records to come back or something like that. Blood work or pee or whatever the case. Um, but I got a post here. It says epileptic boyfriend with addiction to weed. Hello, 28 years old. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend who's 29 for almost a year now. We moved in together 5 months ago. He always smoked weed, but since February, he started to smoke a lot. He has epilepsy and has been on medication for years. Recently, he has been hospitalized for his addiction to cannabis because he started having panic attacks and psychosis from it. He checked out of the hospital on his own. He had to stay a bit longer for detox, but didn't want to. And the first thing he did when he got home was buying weed. Since we've been together, he's had an episode of cluster tonic clonic seizures about 4 to 5 weeks. Because of the smoking and neglecting anti-seizure medication, he told me that he didn't want to quit cannabis despite being declared addicted in the hospital. I'm afraid of him having seizures. Afraid like dizzy and feeling weak in the knees and feeling like I'm going to throw up. I am a very, very anxious person. But he doesn't talk, doesn't want to leave the house, etc. And it frightens me when I think his psychotic episodes, he thinks he's feeling like things like popping blood vessels, seeing death with his own eyes, screaming in his sleep, and when awake, being paranoid. Now, my question is, how do you handle someone who has a cannabis addiction with epilepsy, doesn't want to take his medication, and doesn't want to quit weed, knowing very well that the weed prevents him from taking care of himself?
I never heard of cannabis addiction before.
I'm addicted.
I done it and stopped it, and when I didn't have money, yeah, I'm stopping. But
Money, I knew somebody would give it to me until I got money.
Well, that's the thing I always have wondered about a cannabis addiction because like does your body get addicted or, you know, like meaning if you stop ingesting the cannabis, are you going to go through withdrawal symptoms? You know, like sweat. You know, I'm not a doctor, right?
Yeah, we're
Like,
not doctors.
right, we're not doctors, but I'm just wondering, like, based on my uneducated, knowledge of addiction, I don't know anything about addiction, right? But like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, if someone thinks they're addicted to marijuana, if they were to stop, would they like start sweating and like going through, a typical withdrawal symptom of, I don't know. Or is it that you're like wanting that, more of like I don't know, is it like a psychological addiction to like wanting that, um, what's the word?
Okay, so what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
say
know.
is
Either his
Crave?
marijuana
The craving, thank you.
right. Okay,
is
so
laced with something,
um,
or
I don't understand the people who say that they detox off of weed and they were having withdrawals and all that stuff because I smoke a lot of weed. But when I stopped smoking cigars, I quit smoking cold turkey because I was at someone else's house. I didn't have money for that, I think like 4 or 5 days. I had weed and yeah, and I was just like, I'm gonna start smoking cigars. So I didn't smoke for like 5 or 6 days. I was just doing this and hanging out.
yeah, when I
And yeah, when I
lived,
was doing this and
lived yeah, when I lived with my wife, we smoked, and it was all the time, like every night. And
we didn't bother
when
me.
I got kicked out, I had no money. I had to stop.
Yeah, when I stopped, I didn't have no problem, no withdrawals or none of that. I actually wasn't even like worried about smoking. I think maybe it was because I had weed. It was like a week or something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I do have weed." And wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, "I'm not smoking today." Didn't think about why or none of that. Like I just had things to do, like be here. Um, that was back in April.
So this April,
That was back when I said that when I stopped smoking tobacco. It still smells good. I love the smell of it. Um, but I can smoke my weed in papers now, so I'm good. So there's this first comment says, "You really can't. You can't do anything. He has to want to change his habits. It has to be taking a huge toll on you. Maybe you need to rethink the relationship. I wish you had better advice."
Yeah, something's up because, excuse me, sorry, I had a sneeze. Um, because he's still smoking cannabis, so he's not going through withdrawal from that. So he's not taking his meds. He's probably going through withdrawal from his meds.
Right.
That's what's making him go. Because some of these meds can make you go.
cray.
Yeah, like Keppra and stuff.
Capra is the worst. Thank God I'm allergic.
Someone says, weed has done nothing but help me. What's the issue? Says, I think his epilepsy is sort of separate, irrelevant thing. The big issue
But
here
weed
is
isn't a cure all either.
the big issue here is his addiction. And really, unless he wants to get clean, he won't. As scary as seizures are, it's not really his epilepsy that's a problem with this situation. It's that when he's on drugs, he's neglecting his meds that will help with these periods of time where he's actually really scary and persistent seizures. And if we wasn't consistently on drugs and neglecting his health, it would be massively help with your anxieties.
Yeah, there's something else going on that we didn't get in the description.
Somebody else says, get on with your life. You should convince him only to smoke CBD. Someone says weed isn't addictive. He's just choosing not to quit. Someone says,
Hi guys, I'm still here.
oh my goodness,
No
you're
shit.
Hi,
there.
twin.
I fell
I thought
asleep.
you were sleeping.
I was. I'm sneaking outside right now.
I can't believe you're back.
Oh, I'm never leaving. I heard you guys talking about cannabis addiction. Let me get in a spot. I don't want to wake up.
It's cool by Annie with weed.
Yeah, yum. Yeah, I woke the dog up. Oh,
You want me to read that post again?
no, I'm just gonna say something about cannabis addiction. Clinically, it does not exist. It's like chocolate milk addiction, and that's what I like to call it because that's what some of the clinical directors at Realm of Caring like to call it because it doesn't exist. Excuse me. It's a dependency, and it's more of a psychological dependency. And the clinical difference is very important. And I'm just going to throw this out there. Please, if I insult anyone, I will apologize in advance, but haters will be haters. It is very, very common among the conservative communities who especially are cannabis haters and like to call us liberals and Democrats and stuff like that. So they tend to be the biggest problem when you're trying to get rid of the term cannabis addiction because they created it. It is not a clinical concept because there is no clinical dependency on cannabis. And, they kind of, I don't know if you guys remember back in like the 80s. I think it went into the 90s, but like late 70s into the mid 90s, there were random testing done on newborn babies, and they were finding cannabinoid, and the mothers were being arrested postpartum in the hospital. Okay, just like as if it was LSD or opium, opioids, whatever. And it was later, and I'm not going to mention the hospital because they're very conservative, Christ-based hospital, and it turned out that I'm outside, that they were only testing babies who were being breastfed. And it turns out that our endocannabinoid system puts a lot of those things in our breast milk. So these breastfeeding moms were being arrested for breastfeeding their babies, and the babies were getting natural cannabinoids. So think about that 30, 40 years ago. And now think about Project 2025. That's where the term cannabis addiction came from. That same group of people. I know because I was on both sides of the fence, and now my ex-husband has a pole stuck up his ass in federal prison. So good for him. That's what he believes. The world needs a moral compass. We're going to teach them. We're going to show them. That's where cannabis addiction. There's no treatment for it. There is no clinical documentation in any medical documentation. We call it the chocolate milk addiction. That's all. There's no addiction. Treat the epilepsy, be supportive rather than judgmental, which is all I heard. That's that. They're so judgmental, but you can't get addictive to a non addictive substance. Chocolate milk addiction.
Yeah, it's like I want sugar every day, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, hell yeah. If I could have cinnamon rolls every day. Oh, shoot. All you see is my garage lights. Sorry, guys. But hell yeah, I would eat ice cream every day. But this stuff gets hard to carry around after a while. It melts, but I don't. I don't know. That's crazy. And I'm guessing it was in the other Reddit, right? The message board Reddit. Ever pack a layer cake in a bowl?
What's
Knife it,
that? What's a layer cake?
and start off with a little bit of ground flour, a layer of keef, a layer of flour, a layer of keef, and a layer of shake, and that's a layer cake. And stoned AF. Okay, that's why I fell asleep. But yeah, cannabis addiction. Fucking
It's
crack.
amazing.
That cracks me up. I had them tell me that here, and I'm like, okay, prove it exists, and then we'll talk about treatment. No, it's a concept. It's not. It is not a clinically proven. It can't be. I'll shut up now, but it pisses me off when I hear that. I really,
I got something here then. It
yeah.
says epilepsy, weed, and LSD. The
I
29
think
year old
you should tell your doctor of how much cannabis you're using while you're on your epilepsy medication.
Yeah.
That way they can adjust it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't have one of those yet, unfortunately.
Oh, my doctor knows. I gave him the COAs for all my stuff. He has the certificate of analysis, so he knows how much, and he knows it's not a precision dose. You know, it's kind of like take a teaspoon of cough syrup kind of thing, but you know, a little bit of the FECO. I know how many milligrams are in it. We calculate it out. This is what you're getting. Okay, there you go. But and he knows everything about me. I did not. When it comes to my epileptologist, I do not withhold information. They have to know. Let's see who else fell asleep. Twisted. Did Toaster fall asleep?
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.